Atlanta isn't just trending, it's trembling. The Harris family saga has taken a turn so wild it makes every love and hip-hop reunion brawl look like a church picnic. King Harris, son of rap royalty T. and Tiny, didn't just end up in a hospital, he ended up in the middle of a scandal so chaotic it dragged the FBI straight into the operating room. You thought celebrity meltdowns were limited to Twitter, rants and reality TV walk-offs. Nope, we're talking brain surgery, federal raids, handcuffs snapping on doctors' wrists, and headlines that sound too insane to be real. 1 minute King is fighting for his life on the table, the next his surgeons are being frog-marched out by agents in bulletproof vests. Fans aren't just shocked, they're losing their collective minds. Twitter turned into a 24/7 courtroom, Instagram into a meme factory, and TikTok into a conspiracy convention. Was it negligence? A cover-up? Or something darker that smells like a Lifetime movie pitched by Quentin Tarantino? This isn't just a medical story, it's a cultural earthquake. Forget Kardashians. Forget Britney's 2007 meltdown. What you're about to hear makes those look like practice drills. Buckle up. Because the scandal isn't surgery, it's open-heart chaos. When you hear the words King Harris, you expect viral Instagram lives, reckless rants, and wild headlines that leave fans shaking their heads. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected his name to collide with the FBI in a brain surgery scandal that sounds like a rejected Netflix docuseries. Yet here we are, watching a saga unfold so chaotic it makes Tekashi 669 and his snitching era look like bedtime stories. The setup was already dramatic. King Harris, son of Atlanta hip-hop legends T. and Tiny, was rushed into the hospital for emergency brain surgery. The details were sketchy at first: cryptic Instagram posts, whispers on Twitter, and fans piecing together rumors like it was a scavenger hunt. Then came the bombshell, whispers of something went wrong during surgery. Not just wrong, catastrophic. Leaks started pouring in like a broken faucet. A nurse's cousin posted screenshots claiming doctors had botched the procedure. Anonymous insiders whispered about malpractice. And before anyone could blink, blogs were running with headlines like, "Doctors under investigation after King Harris' shocking surgery mishap." And then, boom! The FBI stormed in like it was the season finale of Narcos. Federal agents allegedly raided the hospital, yanking doctors out of the operating wing in handcuffs. Fans watching live streams outside claimed they saw surgeons being shoved into black SUVs. Forget Grey's Anatomy, this was Law and Order. Celebrity unit. The internet exploded. 1 minute, hashtag Pray for King was trending. The next, hashtag Lock Up the Doctors took over. Fans were tweeting things like, "Imagine going in for surgery and your doctor gets arrested mid-operation." Another savage post read, "King Harris living in a crossover episode between House and Oz." The memes were merciless, photoshopped FBI jackets onto surgeons, TikTok skits of doctors panicking mid-surgery, even edits of T storming into the hospital like Liam Neeson in Taken. But underneath the humor was real rage. This wasn't just about King Harris, it was about trust. Fans demanded answers. How did surgery go so wrong the feds had to step in? Were the doctors crooked, incompetent, or both? And why was the Harris family silent while chaos erupted online? Let's rewind a bit. For years, King has been known as the Harris kid who thrives on controversy. From IG lives bragging about fights, to clashes with fans, to his infamous "I'm not regular" Waffle House showdown. King has been hip-hop's wildcard heir. But this wasn't just another viral stunt. This was life or death, and it spiraled into something way bigger. The leaks painted a chilling picture. One thread claimed the doctors were already under investigation for negligence in other cases. Another alleged they had financial ties to shady networks, which is how the FBI got involved. Whether true or not didn't matter on the internet. Perception beats facts every time. And the perception was clear. King Harris went under the knife. And the people holding the scalpel weren't just unqualified, they were criminal. Fans dragged up every past controversy like it was connected. Old clips of King acting reckless suddenly became signs that something bigger was at play. One viral tweet, "King Harris been exposing the industry. Now look what happens when he needs surgery." Coincidence? I think not. Conspiracy theorists had a field day, spinning tales about targeted attacks, cover-ups, even whispers of industry sacrifices. Suddenly, this wasn't just a medical mishap, it was being framed as part of the never-ending Illuminati rumor mill. Meanwhile, the Harris family looked like deer in headlights. Tiny posted cryptic prayer emojis. T dropped a vague statement about trusting in God that fans immediately dissected like it was Shakespeare. Neither directly addressed the FBI raids, which only poured gasoline on the fire. When celebrities go silent, the internet fills the gaps, and the theories were wilder than ever. And while fans speculated, the outrage grew. Parenting blogs slammed the hospital for negligence. Hip-hop forums debated whether the Harris family was the victim of corruption or hiding something themselves. On TikTok, creators compared this to other celebrity hospital scandals, calling it the most Atlanta thing ever: brain surgery and an FBI raid in the same hour. The pressure cooker was set. King's surgery wasn't just a health scare anymore, it was a spectacle. Doctors in cuffs, the FBI trending, memes going viral, and fans demanding the truth. The first wave of reactions had everyone glued to their screens. But if you thought this was wild, the storm that followed: celebrity reactions, memes, outrage, and full-on cultural debates would blow the lid off completely. The chaos didn't simmer, it erupted. Once the FBI raid made headlines, King Harris' name wasn't just trending, it was plastered across every platform like a digital wanted poster for controversy. And the wildest part? It wasn't even King himself stirring the pot this time, it was the doctors in handcuffs. The federal agents storming in like it was Narcos, Hospital Edition, and the internet doing what it does best, turning tragedy into a meme factory. The celebrity world wasted no time piling in. Cardi B jumped on Twitter like she was breaking news on CNN. Doctors supposed to heal, not hurt. This beyond crazy. Sending prayers to King. Supportive? Sure, but Twitter doesn't forgive or forget. The comments dragged her back into her own mess, with fans snarking, "Sis, weren't you bragging about shady surgeries once upon a time? Sit down." Boozy Badaz went full evangelist on IG Live, veins popping like a preacher in the middle of Sunday service. "See, they experimenting on us. These hospitals don't care about us, especially when you famous. They trying to wipe us out." His rant was chopped up, remixed, and turned into a TikTok anthem that had kids doing conspiracy-themed dance challenges. Only in 2025 can a brain surgery fiasco become a viral bop. 50 Cent. Oh, he couldn't resist. He posted a meme of a surgeon being cuffed with the caption, "Imagine your doctor in jail before you even heal the stitches." Petty, cruel, and of course viral. Meanwhile, Blueface Dove, and like a man desperate to reclaim relevance, "Y'all call me a bad dad. But look at these doctors trying to kill King Harris." Fans dragged him so hard you could hear the roast echo in space. "Sir, you abandoned your own kid for IG clout? Please exit the chat." Still, his hypocrisy didn't stop the post from blowing up, because everybody loves watching a messy man make himself look worse, but the celebrities were just the warm-up. The real heat came from the memes. Twitter and TikTok turned the FBI raid into the hottest content of the week. One video had surgeons photoshopped into orange jumpsuits scrubbing in, captioned, "Grey's Anatomy, Federal Edition." Another edit showed King on an operating table with a game over screen flashing across the screen. Cruel? Absolutely. Viral? You better believe it. And then came the outrage. Hashtags like #JusticeForKing, #PrayForKing, and #FBI versus doctors trended simultaneously, creating a bizarre timeline where heartfelt prayers were sandwiched between roast memes and conspiracy threads. Parenting blogs raged about negligence. News anchors reported with solemn tones. But TikTok turned it into a 72-hour digital carnival of theories and edits. Conspiracy theorists had a field day. One viral thread claimed the FBI didn't raid for negligence, they raided to cover up a plot. Another insisted this was revenge against T for speaking out too much. And of course, the Illuminati crowd swooped in. This wasn't negligence. This was a sacrifice gone wrong. Videos slowed down hospital footage, circled random shadows, and called them symbols. The comments were flooded with "makes sense far," even though none of it made sense at all. Meanwhile, the Harris family tried to keep things together, but silence only fanned the flames. Tiny dropped a cryptic post, just a prayer emoji. Fans shredded it. "God didn't botch the surgery, sis. Talk to us." T went live, rambling with his thesaurus-level vocabulary. In this concatenation of circumstances, faith supersedes despair. The comments dragged him. Brew. Say the surgery went bad and move on. Memes of T with a dictionary went viral within minutes, and through it all, King Harris became the internet's paradox, both a victim and a meme, both prayed for and clowned. Sad edits of him with angel wings flooded Instagram, while TikTokers joked he'd wake up mid-surgery to roast the doctors himself. Compassion and savagery collided in a way only the internet can deliver. The chaos was complete. But this wasn't the end. Because the real nightmare was the aftermath. Reputations collapsing, FBI investigations deepening, and the Harris legacy now permanently entangled in a medical scandal nobody saw coming. The chaos of the FBI raid wasn't just a scandal, it was the opening scene to the most dramatic aftermath hip-hop culture has seen in years. Because when King Harris went under the knife and came out the headline of a federal investigation, the fallout didn't just land on him. It scorched doctors, shook his parents, and left the Harris name dangling over a cliff with millions of fans watching. Let's start with the doctors. These weren't just faceless surgeons anymore, they became the villains in a national drama. Mugshots circulated online like mixtape covers. Memes labeled them Team Botch Job. Late-night comedians roasted them as the first doctors to perform surgery with Google Maps. The FBI's silence about the exact charges only fueled speculation. Were they negligent? Corrupt? Part of some shadowy medical ring? The truth didn't matter. In the public's eyes, they were guilty before the cuffs even clicked shut. The hospital tried damage control, releasing a polished statement about cooperating with federal authorities, but nobody bought it. Fans flooded the comments. "Y'all ran a hospital like it was Fire Festival." Lawsuits started stacking like Jenga blocks. And just like that, a once respected medical institution became shorthand for disaster. Now on to the Harris family. For years, T built a reputation as a philosopher rapper, the man who could turn a phrase into a sermon. But this scandal shredded his credibility. His carefully worded IG Live rants didn't calm fans, they turned him into a walking meme. Screenshots of his quotes with captions like "say it in English," bro racked up millions of shares. Tiny, meanwhile, tried to lean into spirituality, posting prayers and gospel lyrics. But fans wanted answers, not vibes. The couple who once looked like hip-hop royalty now looked powerless, their empire rattled by a hospital horror story. And then there's King himself. For years, he was the wild card of the Harris dynasty, the son who thrived on controversy. But this incident rebranded him overnight. He was no longer just a reckless kid starting fights at Waffle House. He was the survivor of a botched brain surgery, the victim of crooked doctors, the center of an FBI raid. Sympathy poured in, yes, but so did skepticism. Fans argued, will this humble king or turn him even wilder? Some believed this was his redemption arc. Others joked he'd be back on IG Live within a week, flexing like nothing happened. And let's not forget the industry. Celebrities who had quietly distanced themselves from King suddenly reappeared, posting "stay strong" messages like they hadn't been clowning him months before. Opportunists swooped in, attaching their names to the trending tragedy for clout. Even rival rappers used it as fuel, dropping bars like, "Doctors folded quicker than Harris in court." Tasteless, but viral. Public reaction split down the middle. Half the internet turned compassionate, starting hashtags like #PrayersForKing and #JusticeForHarris. The other half stayed savage, roasting the situation as if brain surgery and FBI raids were just another Tuesday plotline. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a meme economy. With everyone cashing in on the chaos, the broader consequences were brutal. Trust in hospitals already shaky took another nosedive. Parents posted videos swearing they'd never let their kids near celebrity clinics. Journalists compared the case to historical medical negligence scandals, dubbing it the Tuskegee of hip-hop. Advocacy groups demanded stricter oversight of high-profile surgeries. King's tragedy had mutated into a cultural conversation about class, fame, and corruption, and yet, through all the outrage, one thing became clear: this story wasn't ending anytime soon. Every day brought new updates, rumors of plea deals for the doctors, whispers of lawsuits from the Harris family, unconfirmed leaks about King's recovery. He became the internet's cliffhanger, the name you couldn't scroll past. The final question hung heavy. What now? Would King rise from this disaster as a humbled man, grateful for life? Or would he weaponize the sympathy, flipping his survival into another wild ride of clout and chaos? Would T and Tiny find redemption as protective parents, or would their silence continue to erode their legacy? And most importantly, would the public ever learn the real truth about what went down in that operating room? One thing is certain: the Harris name will never escape the scandal. Doctors arrested, FBI raids, botched surgery. It's burned into hip-hop history forever. And no matter what happens next, King Harris will always be the kid who didn't just go under the knife. He came out the headline of a federal case, because in the world of fame, disaster isn't an accident, it's destiny. And there you have it. Folks, the Harris family didn't just step into a scandal. They walked straight into a Hollywood script that even Shonda Rhimes would call too much. Brain surgery gone wrong, FBI agents crashing into hospitals, doctors getting cuffed like rappers at a nightclub. This isn't just a headline. It's the circus the internet ordered with extra popcorn. But let's be real, you didn't click on this video just for the facts. You came for the roast, the chaos, the commentary so savage it makes TMZ look like Sesame Street. And trust me, we delivered. So here's the deal. If you laughed, gasped, or side-eyed during this video, smash that like button like it owes you money. Punch the subscribe button harder than the FBI kicked down that hospital door. And drop a comment below. Do you think this was pure negligence, an FBI cover-up, or some next-level industry sacrifice gone sideways? Because let's be honest, the saga ain't ending here. King Harris, T, Tiny, shady doctors, federal raids. This is the kind of chaos that reloads every week. And when the next twist drops, you already know where the internet comes to get the unfiltered breakdown. This is Fame Flaws, where the scandals are served raw, the shade is bottomless, and the truth, we exaggerated just enough to make it binge-worthy. Stay tuned, stay messy, and remember, celebrities don't just fall from grace anymore. They get pushed, with an FBI agent waiting at the bottom. Fame Flaws signing out.